This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside. The following program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff. This program is underwritten in part by Waste Management of North County in Oceanside. We are dedicated to serving customers and community as a safe, comprehensive service provider, a good corporate citizen, and a responsible environmental steward. Think green. Think Waste Management.
Hello, and welcome to KOCT's Oceanside High Spectrum. I'm your host, AUSTEN Dominguez. We have a great show for you today. Starting off, we have Principal Collis to discuss changes at Oceanside High School. We will find out what is new this year. After, we will be joined by Ms. Roccoforte, the drama and play productions teacher, to discuss the drama department, and Averee Nelson to announce the upcoming musical. And last but not least, we will be introduced to Carly Starr, the new KOCT executive director. Get ready, because Oceanside Spectrum starts now. Hi, welcome to Oceanside High Spectrum. I'm here with Oceanside High's principal, Ms. Collis, to talk about what is new at this school. So, this year has been a very busy year. Tell us about WASC. What were the students doing on campus?
Good morning, Austin. Thank you for having me today, and I'm excited to talk about the exciting things happening at Oceanside High School. This year, we did complete our WASC, which is simply going through our accreditation process. So in order to prepare for our WASC visit, we embarked in a 3-year self-study where we broke teachers up into focus groups to look at different things like campus culture, assessments, instruction, things like that. So then we presented a report to the committee, and then they spent 3 days on our campus looking at all the great things we're doing at Oceanside High School. Their findings were all incredibly positive, and we're just so pleased and happy to see all the good things happening at Oceanside High School.
Tell us about pathways. This is the first year where all the new pathways have been implemented. How have the students and teachers reacted to it?
The reaction to our school pathways has been very good this year. This is our first year that we're implementing wall-to-wall pathways. And what that means is right now our 9th and 10th graders are cohorted into industry pathways. Along with that, each one of those 9th and 10th graders for the first time all have a career technical education elective course into their schedule. Along with what they're learning in their career technical education course, like engineering, environmental science, photography, business. There's also this connection to their industry happening in their English, social studies, and science class. So it's really a way of helping connect their learning to some kind of real-world application. In this case, it's the industry pathways.
That sounds very good. Yeah,
Yes.
This will for sure help the students in college. And I think that it's a very good thing to get students prepared for what they want to do in the real world. I'm a senior, so I'm not in any pathways, and unfortunately, I could not experience the pathways.
Yes, but one of the things that we did recognize in our upperclassmen is that when they were connected to a career technical education course, like the one that you've been a part of, the broadcasting and TV, that you enjoyed getting out into the world of work, being in a real live studio like this and participating in taping. So this is something that you would do post-high school. You would have this real world experience to help you determine what you like, what you think you're good at, and in some cases, what you absolutely don't like, to help you guide you in your future.
Even though I did not experience pathways, I am hopeful for the other pirates on campus and what pathways holds for their future.
Yes, me too. We're excited. Something that we've built into our 4-year plan is that upon students' senior year, they will embark on some type of internship out into the world of work. And so there's a lot of planning around these soft skills that students need to have in order to be prepared to go out into the world of work. So once again, just to make them more marketable upon graduation, it'll help them speak to essays that they write for their college applications, as well as speaking in job interviews as to what their experience is and what they have to offer an employer.
That is so exciting. Okay, well, thanks for the update. Stick around as we continue our talk with Ms. Collis after the break.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Oceanside High Spectrum. We are back with Ms. Collis continuing the discussion about the school. So one new thing that we seniors are very excited for is prom on a yacht that has never been done before. How do you think it'll go?
I'm really excited for the seniors' experience for this year's prom down in San Diego on one of the hornblowers down in the San Diego harbor. This is a growing trend that many other high schools have taken upon and have had great success and had a great time on the hornblower. So I'm excited for this different experience for our graduating pirates.
Well, one concern that was going around is seasickness or the possibility of students messing around with each other and their friends and jumping overboard. How will that be handled?
Well, the San Diego Harbor is actually very calm, and I've taken a tour on one of the hornblowers, and seasickness really isn't an issue because we stay inside the harbor and the waters are incredibly calm. In regards to students thinking about taking a plunge into the San Diego Harbor, I'm not concerned about that. I've been attending our high school proms for probably the last 17, 18 years, and our students always act accordingly. They have a great time, but we never have any issues whatsoever come prom. It's just really a great celebration and come together as a pirate family and turn on some music and dance and eat and just spend time together and reminisce about the past 4 years and our experiences, and then get a little sad about departing and sailing off into our future.
Yeah, oh, that's a wonderful metaphor to put it through. I'm very excited for prom this year. Well, one thing that has been on every senior's mind as well is the whole graduation scandal. So this year we were supposed to graduate at the John Carroll football stadium instead of our tradition at graduating at the Junior Seau Amphitheater. You know, what was the reason for that?
Well, we did run into a bit of a glitch this year with the onset of the construction of one of the new hotels in downtown Oceanside. And what it appeared initially was that due to construction and the large pieces of construction equipment, that it may not be safe for us to continue and hold our graduation this year down at the pier. When we heard of this news, obviously we were incredibly disappointed, not just our current pirates, but also the alumni. The tradition for graduating down at the pier dates back into the 60s. And so really the community was also very disappointed to hear that this tradition may not be able to continue or at least happen for this year. So with much collaboration with the construction company in the city of Oceanside, our pirate students, our seniors and their parents worked to express their concerns and really wanted to make sure that there was no possibility that it could happen. I'm pleased to be able to share that the city and the construction company have worked with us to make sure that the graduation can continue down at the pier. And the city really looks forward to be able to support that tradition well into the future. So I'm very pleased that our students are going to be able to walk across the pier like so many other pirates have done since the 60s.
Well, there was a debate between the seniors. Some of them were okay graduating at the stadium due to the possibility of getting more graduation tickets for family members. But now that we finally decided we're graduating at the amphitheater, we found out that there will be 4 tickets per student. Why is that?
Well, in the past, we do have to limit seating to 5 tickets. And we did have to make a couple compromises in negotiating the return of the graduation down to the pier. And so in keeping safety in mind, we had to give up a row of bleachers that were typically set up on the top street there, Pacific Street, looking down onto the amphitheater. So we're not going to be able to have that seating. So we do have a reduced number of available seating for this year's graduation. And then we also needed to move the time up to 1 o'clock, which we have done in the past, and we feel that it does work. And so that was some adjustments we needed to make in order to be able to return the graduation down to the amphitheater. So I think those were compromises that were worth making. And I'm pleased to be able to share that, as we've done in the past 5 or 6 years, the graduation will be televised. And so people that aren't able to attend the ceremony will be able to watch it live on television.
Well, thank you, Ms. Collis. It's been wonderful talking to you. Don't go too far, because when we get back, we will be joined by the Drama and Play Productions teacher, Ms. Roccoforte, and student Averee Nelson. Hello, and welcome back to Oceanside High Spectrum. We're joined here today with Ms. Roccoforte and Averee Nelson discussing the drama department and the next performance. So, this year has been the first year your drama students have been able to use the Performing Arts Center, or the PAC, for its full capabilities as a classroom, being able to use the studios and the auditorium or theater. What's that like?
Yes, well, for 17 years, we've just been in a regular classroom, and that's a pretty sterile environment to do theater. So I think, you know, myself and my students were all much more inspired by that process, obviously, as you can imagine. And it used to be that we would lug costumes, sets, and props all the way across town to El Camino's theater or to the downtown Sunshine Brooks Theater. And, you know, that was just so cumbersome, I can't even describe it. And so now we can do bigger shows, you know, set changes, you know, we can do all kinds of things now, so
yeah, and
great.
it's good having it close to home and having more other schools coming to our campus.
Right, and it's a source of pride, I think, for our students as well.
To have our own theater.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And speaking of new thing, or in the theater, what's your next performance?
Our next show is the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, which is our musical that opens on May 24th and 25th. We're excited about it.
Will you be having a role in the musical?
Yes, I will be playing one of the characters' moms, and I will also be the costume designer.
Nice. What is the musical about?
I would describe it as a coming-of-age musical. It focuses on 5 spellers, and they come from different backgrounds, socioeconomic backgrounds, and diversity and education. And through this spelling bee, they all grow from their own insecurities and family dilemmas. And even though some of them lose, one of them wins, they come together and they figure out what they're going to do in their life. And it's really enlightening.
Sounds very inspiring. I don't think we've ever had a musical at school before. We haven't? No, this is the first ever musical?
No, this is our first musical.
That's pretty amazing, yeah. Well, and of new things, I hear you will be teaching the musical theater and intro to creativity courses next year. What are those about?
Yes, well, musical theater, the students learn to sing and dance in musical theater. They actually work on songs. So it's a workshop style. And then the intro to creativity class, I'm basically bringing things from my master's program. I mastered it in creativity, and that was my master's degree. And so students get a chance to work on creative projects. It could be performing, but it also could be, you know, painting. It could be decorating their bedroom. I mean, it could be all kinds of things, because everyone's creative, and that's going to be the one thing that I will make sure my kids believe when they leave, because everyone is creative.
Well, thank you for the drama in the drama department. Coming up next, we have the new KOCT Executive Director, Carly Starr, to tell us about the KOCT collaboration with Oceanside High. We'll be right back.
After 15 years of smoking, Eva Marie quit. There's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Oceanside High Spectrum welcomes you back as we talk to our last guest for today, Carly Starr, KOCT's Executive Director, about the involvement in Oceanside. So, this partnership that KOCT has with Oceanside High, how do you think it's beneficial for the students?
I think it's important to start from the beginning of your career to understand how the professional world works. So it's been a very exciting journey to be with Oceanside High School. I think Frank and Tom Reeser started about 17, 18 years ago, and I think everyone it's a win-win ever since.
Yeah, and we were told that students get UC and CSU transferable credits being a part of KOCT to witness the production, and I think that's a wonderful opportunity.
Yes, I think it's what's most important about that aspect. I think why you would get those credits is because you get to do hands-on experience at KOCT, which I think is everything. You know, people can come and watch all they want, but I think it's important when you're thrown into a pressurous role, because that's really how the industry is, you know, either on a studio lot or in television or, you know, even performing up on a stage. It all has to do with timing and professionalism and, you know, understanding how everything works together.
Yeah, it's a big real world concept that these high school students have to handle.
Right. I think internships, they're really important, you know. I mean, I went to school in Escondido, and I went to Palomar College, and Palomar College is just amazing, you know. They have a television station, and they're very passionate. And I learned so much there in radio, television, and film. And the professor there told me, you know, I know it's old school, I know it's, you know, but you got to get an internship. You know, internships are it. That way you can figure out what you like and what you don't like. And that's what I like about it, is the process of elimination. You know, you're like, oh, I don't really like sound, you know. You try it, and some people don't like it. Some people love art department, some people just want to hold a camera, you know. And I think that's what's important about the real life experience, you know, is working hard and moving towards something, you know. And I think people like myself see that in humans, you know. If you sit across from me and I see that you have passion and that you want to try hard, then, you know, getting a chance is everything in this life, you know. Getting the opportunity and creating those opportunities for yourself, that's what's awesome to start in high school.
KOCT's internships,
right.
Are they paid internships for the students?
No, I think that it's kind of a journey, just like, you know, a lot of the studios, a lot of television stations. It is an unpaid internship, because that way sometimes people come and they go, and
they just take the money.
I don't know if they take the money and run, but, you know, it's funny because I never really thought about money when I was starting off. You know, this is the only job I've ever had. I mean, literally. KOCT was my first camera job 30 years ago. And I didn't really ask how much it paid when I was there, you know. I would have given anything for a shot. I started off as an intern here, and then I worked my way up. And I think that's what's important, that, you know, you could earn money other places, you know, bus tables or wait on tables or do whatever you're going to do. But what's important is concentrating on a skill, you know, developing a skill set. You know, I can't push that enough, you know.
Are there any opportunities for volunteer hours either?
Yeah, well, you know, in the summer, if anyone's interested in the high school that want to come and apply here for internships, or you send over your editing reel. You know, I'm not saying that there's no opportunity to work here. You know, if you send over a reel that you've shot and it's amazing and we need camera people, then you can get hired, you know. And that's why you've got to do the work to build the reel, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do the work. I can't enforce that enough because, you know, it's all up to you, right?
Yeah.
You know, on a Saturday morning, you can just hang out and play video games, or you can get up and go out in the field and shoot a camera, or, you know, write. Look at you guys, you're going for it, you know. It's awesome. You deserve those credits, you know.
All right, well, thank you for the insight. And that is all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us here at Oceanside High Spectrum. I'm Austin Dominguez, and we'll see you next time here on KOCT.
This program is brought to you by the City of Oceanside.